Hey, it's Jackie and welcome back to my channel for a bit of a different video. Today I'm going over my pre-wedding beauty maintenance routine. So these are all things that I do at home for a little pick-me-up. I'm not even somebody who goes and gets my nails done, so these really are all at home. And I have one experience with filler. I've seen a lot of beauty maintenance routines and a lot of people include like filler, Botox, things like that. These are all non-invasive, but I will share my experience with filler because I did do it one time and honestly it put me off from doing it again. So I would love to share my experience and yeah, let's get into the video. I'm working with ULIKE on today's video, and this is their latest IPL device. This is the Air 10, and it is a game changer in at-home hair removal. So let's head to the bathroom and I'll show you how to use this. This is an IPL device, and if you don't know what that stands for, it's Intense Pulsed Light, and ULIKE is known as the #1 brand for this, and this is the most advanced IPL on the market. I've already shaved, but here's the demo. Glasses on.
Oh, wow.
On.
It looks so easy.
It is.
This device uses dual light technology that targets pigments in the hair follicles to reduce hair growth over time, and it's safe, pain-free, and super comfortable to use at home.
My personal hair insecurity is my armpit hair. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with armpit hair, but I was always jealous of my sister and my best friend's armpits because they have light hair and when they shave, it looks shaven for a couple days. Whereas mine, like I'll shave in the morning and by the end of the day, you can already see hair growth. I do have quite dark hair and yeah, I don't love that. I've only ever shaved because I am a huge baby when it comes to pain. I've only had my eyebrows waxed one time and I thought that was too painful. So I definitely was not ever going for laser treatments. So I do feel the cooling sensation, but it is not painful. Promise. I'm really trying to be consistent with ULIKE and I'm doing this treatment on my armpits every other day. I want to finally remove my hair, especially before my trip to Italy this summer for my wedding ceremony. With this device, you don't have to wait for your hair to grow out like waxing, so shave it off. Tapping the top button and you'll see the light go off. Here's the different modes. I'm using the SHR mode, which is the latest feature. Great for stubborn hair and sensitive skin. And my goal is to keep this up on my armpits every other day, but you can use this everywhere. You can use it on your face for unwanted hair, bikini line, legs, arms, works everywhere. This is me post-treatment. It's one of my favorite creams. Ooh. It smells like vanilla icing. Just applying some cream after the treatment. I like this glam today. What do you guys think? So with a laser treatment in comparison to IPL, it uses a single, more intense wavelength, and that's why it stings more. It also is better for people who have very fair skin and dark hair, but IPL can work on more skin tones. You do get the best results if you do have darker hair and fair skin. The Air 10 features a skin sensor, which is a brand new skin protection technology. It detects skin tones, adjusts the power, and there's a stop flash if the desired treatment can't be treated. After using this for a couple of weeks, I'm already noticing smoother skin, slower hair growth, and I love that I don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to buy any refills, so you're gonna save a lot of money if you choose to go this route. So here are my armpits right now, so intimate. But yeah, I'll have to let you know how they look like in months from now. But I'm excited. So if you're looking for a hassle-free hair removal solution, I will have a link to this down below and a coupon code, as well as you can totally take advantage of the 90-day money-back guarantee if this doesn't work out for you, but you just gotta stay consistent with it. Next up in my beauty routine, I always feel more confident when I do a self-tanner. This one is by Coco and Eve. This is clearly very well loved. I would have done a demo, but I just ran out of this last week, so I have to order a new one. I typically just get the whole kit on Amazon, and this one is the Coco and Eve Sunny Honey Bali Bronzing Foam in dark. I also like ultra dark, but dark suits me a little bit better. So I love this. It smells good. Used to have the best scent ever. It used to smell like a cookie. It changed. I think it has some guava in it now, which isn't my favorite, but it still works really well. And I find it's moisturizing, so you don't really have to worry about putting it on perfect or doing like exfoliation on your elbows and knees before you do it. I just kind of go in and I find I'm left with a nice tan. So this one is my favorite foam, but I do have a different face tanner. Ooh. And it is the Loving Tan Deluxe Face Tan, and this is also in dark. So this one I like to use on my face. I find it clears up my skin for some reason. I would say I do self-tanner maybe every other week, or I'll let myself get pale if I'm doing like a Bridgerton look, but I personally prefer to have a bit of color. Speaking of products that clear up skin, this is my favorite at-home facial. This is the ZIIP Halo, so it's a microcurrent device, And why I like this, I've tried a couple microcard devices and I found some of them a little bit complicated to use. This is really small and you turn it on and then you can use the app and just follow along with what the lady's doing. So you really can't mess it up. You can't like cause any harm to yourself. I just follow along her 4-minute facial for acne specifically, and you apply this electric complex conductive gel. You do like 8 pumps, slather it over your face. It doesn't feel the best, but it doesn't smell bad or anything. And then you apply this and just follow along with the 2 spheres always touching. And this one actually does sting a little bit. So if you have any acne brewing, you'll feel it, but then you know it's working. And I have noticed a difference. This is also used for like anti-wrinkle and lymphatic drainage. I know that's a popular word on TikTok, but I've really just been trying this out for acne and I've really been loving it. This is pretty pricey. I was gifted actually during the Barbie press tour. I guess Margot Robbie had said that her favorite tool was this, and they were like, hey, do you want to try it? Because I was, I guess, promoting Barbie a lot, and I was like, of course. But it took me a while to actually get it into my routine, but it is something that I love to do for an at-home facial. And for how many times I do the ZIIP halo, I do it every other day. Sometimes I miss a day, but I'm trying to keep it up with my IPL device, so I just do them on the same day. I'm currently enjoying a Socialite vodka soda. This one is Field Strawberry. So delish. I have a hard time speaking to camera a little bit sometimes. I will get like stuck on the first word because I overthink speaking. For teeth, this takes that job. For teeth beauty maintenance, my top pick is the 1 Hour Express whitening strips. Some people say they make their teeth very sensitive the next day. I really don't notice, so maybe I don't really have that sensitive of teeth, but those are my favorite. I wouldn't say my smile is my favorite feature I have. I used to want veneers. I'm so glad I did not go through with that, but I think natural smiles are really beautiful, and sometimes if you're feeling like, oh, I wish my teeth were a little bit more perfect or whatever, just do some whitening strips and you'll probably like your smile a little more. At least that's what I do. Let's talk hair care. I don't really do much. I use the Bain Densité hairline from Kerastase. Hopefully I said all that right. But I love that shampoo and conditioner. I had a bit of a mental breakdown this past winter because I was noticing so much hair fall. I was using some drugstore shampoos instead, so I finally decided to rebuy my favorite shampoo. But I found out what it was, and essentially I get cysts on my head. They're hereditary, and when they would get inflamed, the hair would fall out around them. So I have like 2 spots about this big with no hair. Luckily you can never tell because they're in like really good spots, but that's where all the hair was falling out, because there was like 2 days where I had chunks of hair falling out and I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? But it was unfortunately the scalp cysts, which are gross and I should get them cut out, but I'm a little scared to. But anyways, that's why I haven't done scalp oiling, because I'm a little concerned I would develop more if I put oil like setting on my scalp. So let me know if you have any recommendations. But for hair care, I do love the Kerastase Bain Densité line. So I still use that for my previous hair care routine. Okay, time to grab a drink or a cup of coffee and let's talk fillers. So I've actually never had, where's my lip plumper? I've never had any lip injections. I personally just love a good overline, and this is the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. I love them. I have them in every color. Speaking of lip filler though, I do have this new device that I'm gonna try in an upcoming video, and it's the PMD Kiss. This is like a lip suctioning device, kind of the Kylie Jenner lip challenge. So we'll give it a try, but not in today's video. But I have had filler in my nose. So I've shared this before, but I do have an insecurity with my nose, and I don't really like to get into insecurities on my channel, not because like I want to pretend like I don't have them, but because I think when you hear other people nitpick themselves, it does breed insecurity in other people. Just, you might, you know, never think about like the distance between your eyes or something like that, and then someone starts talking about theirs, and then you think about it and you're like, wait, is something wrong with mine? So that's why I just steer away from it. But for this example, I was insecure enough that I went and I got an injectable nose job back when I think I was like 17, but I had to get a parent to sign off on it. I really wanted my nose to look like a ski slope, which I'm glad I didn't actually go and get like surgery. I don't want that anymore. But at the time I was hyper focused on my side profile and I was feeling really insecure. So before university, I went and got it done. I got an injection here and the tip of my nose. It did give me a boost of confidence at the time because I was only focused on that angle, But I think what happens when we have an insecurity that we're hyper focused on, it's almost impossible for us to zoom out and see the beauty of ourselves as a whole. So when you meet someone, you look them in the eye, you know, you're not scanning their face looking for flaws. And if you are doing that to somebody, well, chances are you're having some issues with your own self-esteem, and that's relatable. I've definitely been there. Something that should help is most people are not doing that to you. And I feel like the only place where that happens is at an injector's office. So if you're feeling insecure, I'm not sure that's the best place to go as well. But looking back, and I realized this about a year after I had done the injection, I didn't actually like how it looked from the front, and it gave me a different insecurity. So when I got it at the side to try to make it a little more slopey from the front, it actually did make my nose look a bit wider and the tip less defined. Something that they don't usually tell you about when you do get filler. They say like, hey, if you don't like it, it'll just like go away, whatever. It doesn't disintegrate all at the same rate. So you might notice if you get an injectable nose job, that part of the filler might go downwards. You might notice that your nose starts to have a different shape, or, you know, one side's disintegrated, the other side hasn't. It can just create some other issues. And I'm glad that like a year after I was looking at it and I was like, wait, it's disintegrated and I think it looks better. And that was kind of my sign to just not move forward with anything else. They're minor insecurities, they're still there, but if I went under the knife or like put myself at risk, the outcome could be so minimally better and not worth the risks and could cause more problems. So that's just my 2 cents. Also, another like confidence trick. Sometimes if I'm feeling down, I'll look at a picture I actually like of myself and I'll be like, okay, if I went ahead and changed this minor insecurity on my bad side, would my good side still be the exact same? And the answer is no. Like when you start to alter things, you can't get back what you once had. And I know so many people who say that they just want to get back to their original state before they started to get anything done. So I think that's really important to keep in mind. I'm not against it. Again, I'm not judging anybody, but one thing that I do like to say is like filler does move. And the more you get it done, the more issues you could have. Like, is the injector going to do it perfect every time, or are you going to get botched a couple times over the years? You could have scar tissue. You could, you know, be in a not great place and be pressured to do something else, and it's all just really expensive. Do you think when people start to get procedures done really young, they don't really get the chance to see how they would have looked naturally? Because my face has changed a lot from 10 years ago and I haven't had work done, and it would have been a shame, I think, to try to correct and tweak things that ended up kind of naturally evolving. So that is my beauty upkeep routine and my experience with fillers the time that I did try it. Let me know your experience down below. Maybe you had a different experience and something, you know, that you enhanced really helped you and changed your life. I would love to know down below, and I'll see you in my next video.